Listen, when I was 15 years old, I first started wanting to lose weight. I hit the gym, I ate right, but yet I still stayed fat and insecure for years following that. Now why? It was because I was making a couple mistakes that was keeping me fat. So in this video, I'm gonna show you the 5 major mistakes so you can start getting lean right away and you don't waste time like me. So on to number 1. The first thing that I noticed when I would look up fitness videos on YouTube would be how much people would talk about having to do cardio and how cardio was the key to losing weight. But the forms of cardio they were telling me to do was honestly some of the most annoying cardio, right? It would be running on a treadmill for 30 to 45 minutes. They say stuff like play sports, boxing or fitness classes, things that I just really wasn't into. And it was super frustrating because I would go through my week and I would be eating great, right? I would hit my workouts, my lifts great, but then it would come time to stepping on the treadmill and I absolutely hated it. I did not want to do it. I would suffer through it for the first couple of weeks, but after a couple of weeks, I would just fall off because honestly, it just wasn't sustainable for me. And if you know anything about fitness, you know it's all about being sustainable. So if you cannot go and hit the cardio that they're telling you to hit, then what's the point? So I decided to try to lose weight without the cardio in general, just doing no cardio whatsoever. And I ended up losing weight, but I basically had to starve myself because now all of my fat loss was coming from having low intake of calories. And honestly, I wasn't used to that. I overdid it. I made a bunch of mistakes on the way, and it honestly just made me skinny fat at the end of the day, as you could probably see here. So if I could go back to tell my 16-year-old, 15-year-old self what to do, I would say avoid any type of cardio that you hate, as well as avoid not doing cardio at all. And you're saying, well, I mean, if I cannot do cardio, but I don't want to do bad cardio, what cardio do I do? And the key here is actually low intensity cardio. It's gonna be stuff like walking on the treadmill, not runs, not high intense sprints, not anything to have your heart rate actually bumping or where you are gonna have to expend a lot of energy. It's honestly walking on a slight incline on the treadmill. And I promise just doing that a couple times a week will actually have you lose the fat pretty effortlessly. Do more, the more weight you wanna lose, and less, the less weight you wanna lose. It was honestly that simple the whole time. But even if I knew that back then, I would honestly still mess it up on this second part. Because one of the things that I would do was I would eat clean throughout the day. Let's say I did that cardio that I actually didn't want to do, but I did it. I did my workout. I had a great week and I'm I'm getting ready for bed. I'm probably going to be up for about like another hour, hour and a half, just watching TV. But man, you know what? I ate all my calories for the day, but I kind of want a snack. So I would go to the kitchen and I'd see, a little bit of goldfish on the counter, right? A little bit of cookies. And I would look at them and I'd be like, I can't eat the cookies because obviously those are bad for me. But the goldfish, they're just little fishies, right? Like they're little golds. Like they're probably like what, 2 calories per, right? So grab a little handful and I eat them. I'll watch a TV show and I eat them. And then, I gotta go to the restroom. So I'll go to the restroom and I go back to the kitchen. I'll be like, oh, I want some more goldfish. And I would do that for the following hour and a half until I went to bed. And I guarantee you, if I went back and actually calculated all of the calories that I ate at night, it would probably be 500 plus calories. And I would wonder why I wasn't losing weight when really it was because I was snacking when I shouldn't have been snacking. So underestimating your calories is gonna be the second biggest mistake that you're probably making if you cannot seem to lose the weight. Because we may think that, oh, a little snack here won't hurt, but they quickly add up if you just kind of push them to the side and ignore them. Because what would happen is I would go to the kitchen, I would see the cookies, and I knew the cookies were too bad to eat. I knew they were 50, 60 calories per cookie, right? But a goldfish, not that much. And that was a problem. They weren't that much. So I would impulsively grab them, eat them as much as I wanted, and basically just ruin my whole week right then and there. So if you're starting off, I would say just avoid going over your calories. If you find yourself being hungry, wanting to munch at night, save some calories for that. If I would have just saved an extra 300 calories for nighttime when I wanted to snack, everything would have been great. And honestly, I shouldn't have fell into that mistake in the first place because one of the core things that you need to understand when losing weight is it is about systems. It is about being able to just do the same thing over and over again. And it's very difficult and draining trying to actually consciously think about what I have to eat, what I have to do every day. That's why you have a gym routine, right? You go to the gym Monday, you know what you're doing Monday. You go to the gym Tuesday, you know what you're doing Tuesday. But people don't treat their eating like that, and that's the problem. That's the mistake I made when I was younger. I would just eat whenever I feel like eating, basically whatever I would feel like eating, and I would just track it based off that. When really the main thing that would have stopped me from eating late at night like that would have been to sticking to the schedule. And that is number 3, sticking to an eating schedule, because this is gonna take out a lot of thoughts and a lot of the pressure of you falling off, right? Because it really doesn't give you any space to fall off, because if you eat at 8 o'clock every morning, you eat at noon every day, and then at 5 o'clock every night, then you know exactly when you're going to eat. You may know even what you're going to eat, because I do recommend actually knowing what you're going to eat, but some people can't work like that. It's fine if you don't, but having that schedule keeps you on track, so your body will actually adjust to get hungry around those times. So it's actually going to stop you from being hungry in general. And if I would have stuck to that, if I would have knew that I could have just made a routine on when to eat, it would have stopped me from ever snacking in the first place. Now, if you're watching this and you're like, okay, buddy, but you look a little chubby right now. Yeah, you're right. It doesn't hurt my feelings. I'm sorry. I've been on a bulk lately and it went a little more dirtier than I wanted it to, but I'm currently on the journey to getting lean again. And this time my abs are actually going to pop out more than even last time. So if you want to keep up with my journey and show and see in real time how to actually lose the weight, go ahead and follow me on Instagram. The link is down below, so you can keep up and track actually in real time how to lose the weight, and you could basically just copy me. And on to number 4, one of the things with being so young trying to lose weight is everybody is a little bit different with this, but I was the type of kid when it was around Christmas time, I just could not wait to open my gifts. I just could not wait to get the thing that I knew I wanted. And I was literally so impatient with it. And fitness was no different. I was so impatient with the gym, with trying to lose weight. I would watch transformation videos on my phone and be like, oh my God, I want that. And I would obsess about it. I would watch the Food Network, eating like healthy meals and all that, thinking that it would get me somewhere, when really it was just keeping my mind occupied on the goal that really just pushed the goal away from me. So what ended up happening, since I was so impatient and I wanted the body right now, I wanted the 6-pack abs, right? I wanted the nice muscle, I wanted the lean physique. And because of this, I would overtrain, right? I would do way too much cardio. Like on those days I actually worked up the courage to do running cardio, I would do like an hour, right? When I was at the gym, I'd be in there way longer than I had possibly needed to. And it's because I thought that it would make it go faster. But that's not the way your body works. Your body works at its own time. You have really no control over when your body decides to do what. But what you do have control over are the routines that you do, on the habits that you adapt, and on the food that you eat. And really, if I could go back and tell myself something, it would be just be more patient, because not having patience will lead to burnout. Every day I would get home, I would take off my shirt, I would weigh myself, and I would want to see a change. And there was never a change. And it would be frustrating. And eventually it would just lead me to give up because I wasn't seeing results. When fast forward a couple years later, when I went to lose weight again, I didn't even focus on the actual mirror or the scale. I just started actually working out. I started doing cardio, and just one day I put on my pants and they would fit a lot looser. And just like that, I didn't even think about it. I lost weight. But because I was patient that time, I didn't go for the result. So if I would go back then, I would just say, be patient. Forget about it. The body will come. The body will come if you do the right things. And that leads me to my final point. Thinking that you are separate from the body of your dreams. In the same way I was impatient, right? I really wanted to be lean. I would obsess on the Food Network. I would obsess with transformation videos. I was so tuned into the frequency of wanting and needing the body. It led me from being impatient, from overworking out, from overdoing cardio, to burning out, to really just pushing that body away from me. I felt like I was getting closer by obsessing on transformation videos and fitness and everything fitness and talking about fitness. I thought it would get me closer to my goal, but really it pushed me away. And if I could go back then and just tell myself, you already have the body. You just have to do the things. And this comes down to really the final major piece I want to leave you guys with, is that everything that you want as far as your physique and your body is already true. You can already have that body right now. It just takes reality a little bit of time to catch up with you. All you need to do is align yourself with the person that has the body. Your future self who has the 6-pack, your future self who is lean. If you could align yourself with his habits, right? With the way he thinks, with the way he acts, you don't have to be impatient. There's no reason to be impatient because you know it's already gonna come. It's just a matter of time. And that's the last thing that I would tell myself, thinking that chasing your goals more is gonna help it get there, when really it's not. All you gotta do is adapt to the reality of you already being the person who has the body, and it will come naturally. Going to the gym will be way more easy. Hitting the cardio will be way more easy. Eating the food, staying on track will be way more easy when you're actually him. And you can choose to be him right now. And if that sounds interesting to you and you've never heard that concept before, I have a video right here where I actually go over it. And if you guys need more help on anything else that I talked about in this video, click the link down below. I am taking 3 clients a month, only 3 clients, and that is not a fake scare. That's actually true because I really just want to focus on getting these 3 guys the best possible results in the fastest amount of time. And if you need more help with aligning yourself, make sure to click this video right here, and I'll see you guys next time.